hugely worse. And I don't think we've even begun to realize the extent to which that is true. But the figures are already terrifying. We're talking about 700,000 people without proper drinking water. That's an extraordinary number. The truth of this is that this is only the beginning of seeing the consequences of this act. And the consequences are going to be a ravaged breadbasket, as you know, in that southern part of Ukraine. And that leads on to international consequences. The ability of that part of Ukraine, the breadbasket, as I mentioned, to produce the grain that the world depends on is going to be massively reduced. And that sounds like it's a poor statement of the reality. And that will mean less grain being exported to the global south, higher prices for grain around the world, and the consequence of that is that the people who need humanitarian assistance to survive are going to be less able to get the food they need to do so. So this is a viral problem. You have a looming problem of the cooling need for the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant. Okay for the moment, let's hope that stays. And then we have the global consequence of food production. So it's a cascade of problems. There is another absurdly tragic peril for those people, which is that much of that agricultural land is mined as a result of the war. The floods are flooding through those areas, and what we are bound to be seeing are those mines floating in places where people don't expect them. Opening that pipeline and delivering ammonia across the Black Sea to the global south is a priority for all of us. Certainly, as you say, Deputy Minister Vershinin has spoken to it, but we've been pressing for this for some time, and the Secretary General recently, as you know, sent proposals to Ukraine and Russian Federation, and indeed informing Turkey, because of the Black Sea operation, as to the need for this pipeline to open to bring the ammonia through. Ammonia is an essential ingredient for global food security. So let's hope it's not too badly damaged, and let's hope we can get it back in operation as quickly as possible. The Ukraine humanitarian operation is relatively well funded thanks to the generosity of many member states. But this, I think, is a whole new order of magnitude. And so I suspect over the next week or 2 or 3 will be coming out. But we should wait for seeing these economic as well as health consequences before we do that. Let's look at the impact on the environment before we go out with an appeal.